Hello friend, today we are going to learn C# 6.0 features. So there are 10 important features in the C# 6.0. The first one is auto property initializer, read-only properties, the name of expression, expressions body functions member, using static, null-conditional operator, string interpolation, exception filter, await in catch and fanny block, and the last one dictionary initializer. So we will understand these features one by one. We'll go through the code and we'll see how it is. So first we'll start with the auto property initializer. So I have a code here which is written in old C# and we're going to modify this with the new features. So I have an employee class here and I have an employees class here. Okay. So the first property is auto property initializer. So by using this property we can initialize any property during the initialization time. So how we'll do this, we can see in the old C# we were doing like this. If I have to initialize this employee list property inside the constructor, I'm just initializing it. But in the new feature C#, we can, instead of writing like this during the declaration time only, we can initialize this property. So like this. So this is auto property initializers. So one of the good features that introduced in C# 6.0. The next one is read-only property. So in the old C# if you have declared any read-only property, we can declare that also have a variable here and is initializing read-only, and in the constructor we can initialize once. Okay, so this is modified a little. So now we can create a property which is a string, and I'll just use the same variable and just remove this get. So now you can see that this is also it's become read-only property. Now if you want to try to initialize it outside like any method, so once you try to initialize, you can see the error word saying property or indexer employee dot country cannot be assigned. It is read-only property. So this is the another way we can in the C# 6.0 we can initialize particular read-only property. The next one is the name of expression. So yeah, so using the name of expression we can read the name of the variable property. So this is one of the very good feature, and you can see the this kind of code in many of the existing code. Okay, so here what is we are doing, if it is name property is null or empty, we are just throwing okay argument null exception. So instead of writing a static value like this, we can use here nameof and just put the name of this variable. So this looks pretty good, readable, and you don't have to hard code anything. Going to the next property is expressions-body function member. Okay, so I mean you can see whenever we are writing any method which is only single line, we can use the expression body member function. So one of the very good candidate for expression body member is string override. Okay, so what to do, instead of writing like this, we can use the lambda expression and we can just copy this part and paste it here, and this we don't need now. So you can see it's very simple. Now it's 4 line becomes 1 line, and it's readable also. It's very good. So writing less, doing more. The another functions are using static, So now we can see this is a system console method, which is a static method defined inside the system. So we can directly, because already is we are using it, so we don't have to type console, and just we have to put here static. I can directly use right line. And the next feature is conditional null conditional operator. So you can see we are facing a lot of issues like object reference. Okay, so this null conditional operator, we can use the question mark and the dot sign to check for the null. So just take you through that. So suppose I'm trying to print here name, and so I have the employee cost and putting the name. So once I run this, because it's already initialized, it will go and print the name. Fine. So suppose this variable is not initialized. So this object is not initialized and we are trying to print name. So what will happen in this case? It will throw unhandled exception. Here you can see null object reference, we got it. So in such kind of scenario, to avoid, we can go here and just put null check. Okay, this null conditional operator. So if it is null, it will, it's printing nothing, just to make it clear. You see, it's not printing, but it's not breaking. We have a string interpolation. So using the string interpolation, we can use expression within the string body, and it will become very readable, and it's very good to format a string like that. So suppose, yep, so here you can see in the old way we were using string.format. Okay, we don't have to use string.format. Instead of that, we can use the $sign, and instead of writing this 0, 1, 2, we can directly type property here. You see, you have to use in the string interpolation, you have to use $sign, and inside that we can directly use the expression. So let's see how it's displaying. So here we are printing the object of the employee. So this is print. So here you can see employee John, age is 35, belongs to US. Moving to the next, exception filter. Yeah, so we can use the filter. We can filter the exceptions by using the when clause. So suppose, for example, and say we can catch argument null exception. We'll see if a param name. So now let's run this and see. So here is coming, value cannot be null, parameter name. Okay, just to make it clear that is setting this one. Yep, so you can see showing argument null exception value cannot be null parameter name. Okay, so this is the way we can put the filter in the exception clause. Okay, moving to the next, we have await in catch and finally block. Okay, so for that I have a very good example, set it over here. So await in catch and finally block. So before 6.0 we can't put await in catch and finally block. So the main purpose of the await is we can achieve the asynchronous programming. Suppose you are logging to DB or you're clearing the resource, so that time you don't want the client should wait for your operations. So if you're logging to DB and that time it will take around 2 seconds, so that also why clients should wait for that. So to come over such kind of problems, we can use asynchronous programming and put the await in catch and finally block. So here I have one class created. Okay. So here one public methods which I am invoking from the main. So format date of birth, you can see, and inside that there is a task which is calling another format date of birth, which is a overloaded method. And I'm just breaking and trying to fail it. So I'm converting by passing xyz and to date time. Obviously it will fail over here. It will go to the log, and here you can see in the log exception to DB I'm putting await. I'm putting a marker. Await is nothing but a marker from where your last execution will start. Okay, and it will release the main thread to go further. So this method is taking around 5 seconds to complete. So I just put a delay of 5 seconds. Okay, so it will allow your main thread to go further and do other operations. So you can put I'm putting one statement in another operation one. Then you can say that I'm waiting for the task to proceed other operation 2. So here I put the wait. So what will happen? So once the program will learn, it will come hit this other operation 1. It will process, go to the main thread, it will complete, but it will still wait because this result is there and it's used here, and this task is awaited. Okay, so this statement you will see only after task is complete, and this is going to take your log exception to DB 5 second. So it's keep on processing in the backend, and the main thread will go and complete their execution. So client should not wait for your for the time that it has to log to the DB. Okay. So you can see it's like log exception to DB is started. Okay, so this you can see I put it here, log exception is started, and after 5 seconds it will say log exception to DB completed. Okay, so other operation 1 is also started, and main thread is completed, and by the time it will take around 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, once this DB work is done, say log exception to DB completed, and another operation 2 is also completed after that. So you can see one more time, just see it is taking just 5 seconds. See it's processing, writing log to the DB, and one is system is just test. So this how you can achieve the asynchronous programming and put await keyword in the catch block. Similarly, you can put do the same thing in the finally. Okay, we just see how it's coming. See, is log to dv is completed, and after that is calling. Okay, so yeah, like that you can put the await in the cache and finally block. So moving to the next one, the last one, dictionary initializer. So I have an employee class here, and I have just initialized some value here, set employee. Okay, so what I will do here, just call set employee method, which will set all this value for me, and I will iterate through the employee list. I'll just put key and employee value. So the value is I'm already overriding to a string, so you can see. Okay, so you can see how it's printing. Okay, this is the key, and so all the value is printing. Now dictionary initializer, how to use it. So just keep the formatting in proper way. So we have to remove this curly sign with the square bracket. Yeah, that's all. You can see it's like pretty decent and readable. You just check whether it's working properly or not. Yep, it's working absolutely fine. So this is the way you can use dictionary initializer. Yeah, so that's all for today. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.